Hello everyone, today is Monday, December 8, 2025, Eastern Time. Welcome to Panda Finance. Let's take a look at the top 10 global corporate news stories from the past week. Here are the details. Altman sounds alarm over need to upgrade ChatGPT. OpenAI Chief Executive Sam Altman has issued a red alert over the need to accelerate improvements to ChatGPT, warning staff that Google and Anthropic are narrowing the competitive gap. Altman said the company must overhaul the product's day-to-day user experience, including faster speeds, higher reliability, deeper personalization, and broader knowledge coverage. He told employees that the $500 billion startup will delay other initiatives because we are at a critical moment for ChatGPT. Amazon's new AI chip emerges as a fresh threat to Nvidia. Amazon Web Services has launched Trainium 3, its newest custom AI processor, positioning itself as the latest major technology group to challenge Nvidia's dominance. The company said the new chip delivers 4 times the performance of the previous generation and can cut the cost of training and running models by up to half compared with comparable GPU-based systems. Trainium 3 was designed by Annapurna Labs, Amazon's in-house semiconductor unit. Apple faces wave of executive departures amid strategic transition. Apple is experiencing a wave of high-level departures as the company navigates a broader strategic transition. The chief legal officer and its head of policy will retire next year, a senior designer defected to Meta earlier in the week, and Apple's head of AI strategy announced his retirement on Monday. The departures follow exits by the chief operating officer in July and the chief financial officer late last year. Over the past 12 months, 4 senior executives have left, alongside dozens of employees who moved to OpenAI and Meta. Micron to exit consumer storage business to prioritize AI demand. Micron plans to stop selling consumer storage products as it reallocates resources to meet surging demand for memory used in high-performance AI hardware. The company said the rapid expansion of AI-driven data center workloads has created a spike in memory consumption. To support large strategic customers in faster-growing segments, Micron will withdraw from the consumer market, calling it a difficult but necessary decision. The shift underscores how the AI infrastructure boom is straining supplies of core components. Meta plans up to 30% cut to metaverse budget. Meta chief executive Mark Zuckerberg is preparing major budget cuts to the company's metaverse division, a project he once framed as Meta's long-term future. Management has discussed reducing the unit's spending by as much as 30% next year, covering Horizon Worlds and the Quest Hardware Group. Such reductions would likely include layoffs as early as January, though no final decisions have been made. Netflix to acquire Warner Bros. Film and streaming assets for $82.70 billion. Netflix has agreed to acquire the film, television, and streaming operations of Warner Bros. Discovery in a deal valued at $82.7 billion. The purchase gives Netflix control of some of Hollywood's most valuable franchises, including The Lord of the Rings, DC Comics, and Harry Potter. The acquisition is expected to close following the planned spin-off of Warner Bros. Discovery's global networks business into a separately listed company. European manufacturers boost China investments despite political pressure. European manufacturers are increasing investment in their Chinese plants to avoid falling behind local competitors, even as political leaders grow increasingly uneasy about Europe's industrial reliance on China. Much of the new capital is aimed at producing goods for export, strengthening China's already formidable manufacturing base. The European Union is considering new rules requiring up to 70% European-made content for certain products, such as automobiles, to reduce reliance on Chinese supply chains. The proposal may force companies to use more expensive European components, potentially adding more than €10 billion in annual costs. A draft of the legislation is expected on December 10. Airbus flags quality issues in A320 metal panels, cuts delivery target. Airbus has uncovered quality issues in metal panels used on its top-selling A320 series, marking the latest setback after it warned only days earlier that thousands of aircraft require urgent software fixes. The company is inspecting aircraft potentially affected by what it called a supplier quality issue, though it did not specify the number involved. Because several hundred A320 jets are impacted, Airbus lowered its full-year delivery target to about 790 commercial aircraft from roughly 820. By the end of October, the company had delivered 585. Hermès Air sues LVMH, claiming billions in shares were taken. Hermès heir Nicolas Puech has filed a civil suit accusing LVMH and its chairman Bernard Arnault of improperly taking more than $10 billion worth of Hermès shares. Puech alleges that, under deception by his advisor Eric Fremond, he lost control of 6 million Hermès shares, worth around 14 billion euros, that were subsequently transferred to LVMH. LVMH has denied any wrongdoing, reiterating that it never misappropriated Puech's holdings. The Paris prosecutor's office confirmed that a criminal investigation is underway, though only Fremond has been formally placed under investigation. Neither Arnault nor LVMH has been charged. Huawei's Ren Zhengfei says China and US pursue divergent paths in AI. A newly released summary of Huawei founder Ren Zhengfei's discussion with top competitors in the International Collegiate Programming Contest highlights contrasting AI priorities between China and the United States. Ren said the US is focused on artificial general intelligence and superintelligence systems that address questions about human identity and societal futures. China, he said, is concentrating on practical applications that solve real-world problems, create economic value, and drive development. Huawei's strategy for the next 3 to 5 years centers on applying large models, big data, and large-scale computing across industry, agriculture, and science. Thank you for tuning in to today's financial news. We look forward to seeing you again.